but to prevent having to go through that, being I'm coming from maximum security prison down to a medium security prison, I'm doing straight cash. Of course, at first they didn't like it, but what could they do? You know what I mean? So they turn around now, and Frankie, my man, he come to me and he wanted a bag of chips. I said, "Yo, nah, I'm doing straight cash." He's like, "Nah, but I'm the homie. I'm from Polo Ground. We from Polo Ground. We all from Harlem." Blah, blah, blah. I said, "But I don't care nothing about that. This is business, my niggas. It's like on the street."
Ooh. And that just gives you a inside peek, like you're peeking through the window inside federal prison. He tells the story about a bunch of dudes who are operating a store and they're charging credit. And what happens is all of these dudes, these new dudes come and they get everything on credit from these guys and they don't pay, or they're making installments. And he's like, "Yo, because I'm coming from a maximum security prison and I'm going to a medium security prison, an FCI from a USP, I understand the game. And the game is you can't give anybody credit. You got to get cash only." So dude wanted a bag of chips. He said, "No, sir, cash only." And most guys, they'll say, "Okay, give me 2 bags of chips when you get your canteen." So, that's salute to that. That's what you call a hustler's mentality. In it, like you said, in or out the pen. And stories written by a current prison, I think that's like a landmark on YouTube. I don't even really look at him as like a YouTube channel. I look at him as like a resource, like that encyclopedia. You go to him he started that real prison interview. And Spanky is a longtime favorite on this show. He looks high as hell.
This ain't fun.
But when I'm high as hell after I smoke, I think other people are high. I don't know if that's just me, but when I'm high off weed, I'm like looking at people or looking at a video of a person or a movie, and I'm like, that dude look high as shit. I don't know. It's like crazy.
So I kind of want people to.
I think he did smoke. He looks very stoned.
Do something else with their life. Do something positive with their life. Not this. This is not where it's at. And especially with the holidays coming up,
Yeah, and Spanky's basically just keeping it real, man. And I think I have to replay that message. That's why he said it. He's interviewing with Tony from Stories Written by a Current Prisoner from Behind the Wall, and he's letting us know this is not what's up. And I think a lot of people in the prison-based community, which I'm not a part of, I'm in the general community. I'm in the general community. I could be in the astronomy space community 1 minute, history space, whatever. You know what I mean? But Spanky, I understand where he's coming from with that, man, because there's a lot of people that look at the prison content as glorification, and people have their favorite gangs and stuff. Like you can see the bias on the internet, and a lot of people are like, it's going over their heads. This is supposed to educate you to not support gangs. It's not supposed to make you glorify particular gangs and gang members and look at them like, oh my God, this dude was getting money. He was doing it. You know what I mean? There are dudes out there that elicit that type of response. I can't lie, even for me. But I always have to remember that they would want you to look at the new them as opposed to the old them. They're telling you their story so that you can have context. Because if you just see a dude doing well and doing good in life, you need context. He was terrible at one point. He was getting money. Now he's a normal person. He did 40 years, 50 years. He's a new guy now. You know what I mean? So yeah, man, salute to Spanky, man. And you know what I mean? That's a positive message. And I think, like I said, man, we can't lose sight of that. We can't.
It's like, for the most part,
Damn. Well, I guess that's where hey, and another thing, man, I just posted this short about this London neurosurgeon who actually committed suicide. They said this dude had been suffering from depression for a while, and cases like that always stand out to me, man, because it shows that there's no stereotype when it comes to certain things like depression, stigmas, addiction, whatever. He was one of the top neurosurgeons, and he cooked dinner for his kids, and then he jumped off a building. But the way that the UK's papers, or the UK, their version of English works, like, the way that they in their newspapers, it's hard for me to really distinguish what they're saying sometimes, because we would say in America he jumped off a building. They don't say that. They said something. They have their own way of saying that, and it doesn't even sound like what we. This is like something weird. All right, hold on one second. Yeah, but neurosurgeon, London. Yeah, I got to speak on this because it just goes to show you, man. Whatever you're going through, just understand that people go through stuff too, man. You know, and it doesn't matter how much money you have, how much status you have, how much recognition you have. You know what I mean? Top doctor took his own life just hours after cooking dinner for his children at my London. You know what I mean? That's dude, talented dude. Rest in peace, man. Looked like a dude that had it all, and he did. A top doctor tragically took his own life just hours after spending a nice evening with his 3 children. Matthew Crocker, 45, had been struggling with depression, sleep problems, and suicidal thoughts in the weeks before his death. And that's all I'm going to read. He was a father of 3. He was well loved at his job, and he was a talented and respected neurosurgeon. And it's crazy, man. So RIP to him, yo.